Hello everyone, I am Umesh Gupta, Faculty of Computer Science. In this video series of subject Algorithm Design, we are going to discuss the various topics and discussion of topics are Horner rules, design of an algorithm and asymptotic notations. So let me start the first topic, Horner rule. Students, you know what is the purpose and where you will use the Horner rule. So Horner rule is used to evaluate any polynomial. Let you have given any polynomial and you are required to evaluate this polynomial at a specific point. So using this algorithm, or you can say using this rule, we can easily find the value of this polynomial. So let's see. So how we will use the Horner rule. So Horner rule, generally it is the process of evaluating the polynomial at a specific point, let x equal to x0. Okay. So what is the rule? The rule is this: let you have given a polynomial of f of x and you are required to find the value of the f of x at x equal to x0. So you just shift this x equal to x0 in f of x. So your polynomial will becomes f of x0 equal to a0 plus a1 x0 plus a2 x0 square plus and so on. So this according to the Horner, you can rearrange these terms like this. So firstly a0, this is a constant, so you will not change in this term. From second term onwards you will take the x0 common, because every term having the x0, so you can take x0 is the common. So after taking x0 is the common, so this equation will become a1 plus. In next term means third term, you will also take the x0, so this will become a3 and so on. So this is the style to evaluate the value of the polynomial according to the Horner rule. So this algorithm proposed, this rule is based on the evaluating the monomials formed above, starting from 1 in the innermost parenthesis and move out to evaluate the monomials in the outer parenthesis. It means every parenthesis use the monomials. मतलब क्या है इसका कि जो भी एक parenthesis है उसमें कोई भी आपको मोनोमियल्स है, कोई भी मोर देन वन डिग्री नहीं मिलेगी आपके पास. So this is the concept in the Horner rule. Example of the Horner rule is this. So let you have a fifth degree of the polynomial. So you can write the 5 degree of polynomial like this: a0, a1x, a2x square plus a3x cube plus a4x4 plus a5x5. So you are looking here that how many terms we have? We have 0 to 5. We have 6 terms. So you can rearrange these terms according to the Horner rules. So we have a0 plus, you will take common out of from the x. So a1 plus, again take out x common from the rest terms. So we have x0 and so on. In last you will have the first innermost parenthesis, circular parenthesis. This is a4 plus a5x4. So listen. So in tabular form, how you will find this? So you will make a table. In table, you will start to write the highest polynomial. This is the 5. Yeah, you can say highest degree. It is the 5. Then 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. And in starting, you will find the coefficients corresponding to this 5 degree. So this coefficient is V5, corresponding to this 4. You will find the coefficient V4 and so on. So in this column your V5 will be equal to A5. This V5, this is the rule, V5 equal to A5, and then next column you will find the V4, and this V4 it is equal to your A4 वैल्यू प्लस जो प्रीवियस कॉलम में जो B आपने ऑब्टेन किया है, इन प्रीवियस कॉलम हमने B क्या ऑब्टेन किया, दिस इज द V5, सो यू विल मल्टीप्लाई इट बाय द नंबर जिस पर हमें वो वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है। हमें किस पर वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी थी, हमें वैल्यू x0 पे फाइंड आउट करनी थी, सो यू विल मल्टीप्लाई this value by the previous column value, it is the V5. So this is x0 multiply V5 and then add the corresponding coefficients of the A. Corresponding coefficient of the A is the A4. So this is the A4 plus x0 V5. Now next you will move corresponding to this column, you will find V3. This V3 it is equal to A3 plus, so you will multiply two things. First is जिस नंबर पर हमें वो वैल्यू निकालनी है, पॉलिनोमियल की वैल्यू जिस नंबर पे निकालनी है, दैट इज द x0, और प्रीवियस वैल्यू क्या आई है, प्रीवियस वैल्यू मींस इस नेक्स्ट जो प्रीवियस कॉलम है उस कॉलम में आपकी b का कोएफिशिएंट B4 था, तो यू विल मल्टीप्लाई इट बाय B4. Similarly B2 A2 plus x0 into previous B3 plus V1 A1 plus x0, previous is V2, and V0 equal to A0 plus x0 into V1. So like this you can find the polynomial value, and this last column will give you the final value. So V0 equal to A0 plus x0 V1. So this column will give you the final value. So this is very simple to find the polynomial using the Horner rules. So you just make a table and put the number of columns that depend on the polynomial. So if you have a 5-degree polynomial, so you will just put 6 columns starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then firstly find the 5th column value, and then use this 5th column value in 4th column, and use this 4th column value in 3rd column, and so on. So final value you will have from the last column, this is the 0 column, so this is the final value. So in next slide we will see how we are computing the polynomial value using the Horner rule. Let's see. This is the example. Let you have a polynomial x4 plus 3x raised to power 3 plus 5x raised to power 2 plus 7x plus 9, and you are required to find this polynomial value at x equal to 2. So now we will start. So when you will start this constant value, you will say it is what? It is the A0, and next polynomial it is what? This is 7 is the A1, and 7x 5x square, this is the A0, A1, this is A2, A3 and A4. So you note down the values of the A coefficient that is given in your problem. So this is constant is A0, A1, A2, A3, A4. So A4 value is 1, A2 value is 3, A2 value is 5, A1 value is 7, and A0 value is 9. It is given, and x equal to 2, it is also given. So we will start to find, or you can say final value of this polynomial at x equal to 2 using the Horner rule. So make the table 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. क्योंकि इसकी डिग्री कितनी थी बेटा? 4. So you will start 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0 in first step. So you will find the all B coefficients. So in B coefficients, firstly this is the B4. B4 it is equal to your A4. A4 वैल्यू कितनी है आपके पास? 1 है, तो B4 equal to 1. Result is this. And B3 it is equal to A3. रूल बताया था previous slides में. तो B3 equal to A3. What is the A3? A3 value is 3. Plus हमें दो चीज को मल्टीप्लाई करना है, एक किसको मल्टीप्लाई करना है जिस पर हमें वैल्यू निकालनी है, किस पर आपने वैल्यू निकालनी है, 2 पर वैल्यू निकालनी है, मल्टीप्लाई बाय प्रीवियस बी वैल्यू। इसकी प्रीवियस बी वैल्यू क्या है, b4 है आपके पास, तो यू विल मल्टीप्लाई दिस 1, तो 3 प्लस में 2 into 1, दिस इज द 5। सो नाउ मूव टू द नेक्स्ट कॉलम। In next column you will find b2, b2 means a2 value is 5, 5 plus 2 multiplies previous value क्या निकाली है कॉलम ने 5, तो 5 into this is the 15। Similarly b1 7 plus 2 multiply 15, this is 37, and last column is this is the a0। In this example your a0 is 9 plus हमें 2 पर वैल्यू निकालनी है, 2 multiply previous b value is 37, so multiply this 37 into 2 plus 9, your answer is 83। So this is the rule to find to evaluate the polynomial at a specific point, and this is the Horner rule, so you can easily implement in using any programming language। So I think it is clear all of you कि कैसे हमने Horner rule यूज किया है आपके पास। So just when you have given a polynomial, so you will start to make a table and write and make the columns according to the degree of the polynomial। अगर मेरे पास 4 डिग्री है तो 5 कॉलम्स बनेंगे, 10 डिग्री है तो 11 कॉलम्स बनेंगे, and start to find the value column wise। और जो लास्ट कॉलम जो वैल्यू आएगी तो that will be your final answer। So this is your Horner rule। Next, this is the algorithm, so you can implement this algorithm in any programming language जिसमें आप comfort feel करते हैं। तो like you will set k is equal to n, you will find the every b value starting from the highest like b5 or b4, then find other b values using this rule, a k minus 1 plus previous value vk multiply x0, this is the main। हमें क्या करना है, जो भी b वैल्यू निकलेगी कैसे निकलेगी, a k minus 1 जिसकी b वैल्यू आप निकाल रहे हो, a का कोफिशिएंट्स प्लस मल्टीप्लिकेशन ऑफ टू नंबर्स, फर्स्ट इज द जिस पर हमें वैल्यू निकालनी है मल्टीप्लाई प्रीवियस वैल्यू, and then k equal to k minus 1, so you will go for when k is greater than equal to 0। So this is your Horner rule algorithm। Next topic is algorithm। So student, you are aware what is the algorithm? So algorithm is a step-by-step procedure which defines a set of instructions to be executed in a certain order to get the meaningful output, or you can say desired output। Means it is the set of the instructions, and these instructions you are placed in a order so that you can get a right output। जो आप सोच रहे हैं आउटपुट, जब ही आउटपुट मिलेगा जब you will put all instructions in a order। So if you are not putting all these instructions are not in order, so obviously you cannot get according your output। Okay, so algorithms are generally created independent of the underlying language, it is fine। तो कभी भी algorithm एक particular language के लिए नहीं बनता। Okay, so this algorithm is independent। So let you have a problem and you design the algorithm। तो वो जो डिजाइन किया आपने एल्गोरिथम, so every programmer can use this algorithm। C प्रोग्रामर वही एल्गोरिथम यूज करेगा, पाइथन प्रोग्रामर वही लैंग्वेज वही सेम एल्गोरिथम यूज करेगा। तो इट इज इंडिपेंडेंट, दैट इज नॉट डिपेंड कि मैं ये सोच के बनाऊं कि मैं सी प्रोग्रामर के लिए बना रहा हूं। ओके, सो दिस इज द इंडिपेंडेंट, इसमें ओनली इंस्ट्रक्शंस यू विल पुट। ओके, तो जैसे मैंने इंस्ट्रक्शंस पुट करी, सी प्रोग्रामर अकॉर्डिंग टू द सी लैंग्वेज इट विल ट्रांसफर और इट विल जस्ट कोड, राइट द कोड अकॉर्डिंग टू द स्टेटमेंट्स that is given in your algorithm. Okay. So this is the algorithm definitions, and next this is very important. So what are the characteristics of an algorithm? जब मैं डिजाइन करता हूँ, when you design any algorithm, so what points you will keep in your mind so that आप कहेंगे कि yes, it is a good design of your algorithm. So we have the various characteristics we just keep in your mind while designing any algorithm. So see, first is unambiguity. Algorithm should be clear and unambiguous. Each of its space and their inputs and outputs should be clear and must lead to the one limit. It means every step should be clear. There should be no ambiguity. So this is the first characteristics. Next is input. Your algorithm should have 0 or more input, but अगर मैं 1 input यूज कर रहा हूं, 2 input यूज करता हूं, so these input must be clearly defined कि यूजर को इनपुट क्या देना है, कोई टेक्स्ट देना है या न्यूमेरिक देना है, तो it should be clearly defined. So second characteristic is the input. Output. An algorithm, I think every algorithm at least the one output. कोई भी algorithm ऐसी नहीं होगी जिसमें वो output नहीं होगा. Yes, there are many algorithms in which there is no input, but there cannot be any algorithm जिसके अंदर कोई भी output नहीं है. फिर हम बना क्यों देंगे? जब output ही नहीं लेना तो there is no use to make it. So every algorithm must have at least one output, and every output in algorithm should be well defined. So this is the third property or characteristics. And next is finiteness. Your algorithm must be terminated after a number of steps. Otherwise, what will be happen? Otherwise, you are just you are not terminating your algorithm, and it will be infinitely move. If your algorithm infinitely move, so you cannot see the output, you cannot obtain a desired output. So next and finiteness means your algorithm should be terminate at a point जिस पर आपको terminate करनी है. Yes, I got the output. Yes, you please terminate this. This is the finiteness. Next is feasibility. Should be feasible with the available resources. सपोज कीजिए आपने कोई एल्गोरिथम यूज करी और उसमें आपने प्रिंटिंग कमांड दे दी. You give a printing command, but the resource is not attached with this device. Okay, so feasibility हमें देखनी है कि yes this is feasible or not. Like हमने एक step लिख दिया a equal to b divided by 0, and you know that no number is divisible by the 0. So your CPU is not able to divide this number by 0. Okay, तो हमें सारी feasibility will check. Yes, this is feasible or not. If this is feasible, then you will put that step in your algorithm, otherwise you will ignore this. This is the feasibility. Next is independent. And algorithm, we have already explained this, should have step-by-step direction and independent of any programming language. कोई particular language के लिए algorithm नहीं डिजाइन होती. This is the common. Every programmer can use the algorithm and write their code according to algorithm. So these are the main characteristics of the algorithm. First is your algorithm should be unambiguous. Second is your algorithm must have some, if it has input, so it clearly defined. Second is output also clearly defined. Finiteness means finite number of steps should be there. Feasibility, and then independent. So these are the characteristics of your algorithm. Next. algorithm analysis. So we can analysis our algorithm by two ways. First is a priori analysis. A priori analysis means before implementations. Before implementations. So you will just try run your algorithm and see this is feasible and not, and also check what is the efficiency of this algorithm. So in this term this is called a priori analysis. So this is a theoretical analysis. हमने implement नहीं किया, algorithm design करी using the paper and pen. Okay, and then dry run your this algorithm and check yes this is working or not. Yes, if you are ensure that yes this is working, then you can start to find the efficiency of this algorithm. So this is the a priori analysis. And second is posteriori analysis. In this analysis is after implementations of your algorithms. Okay, so this is the empirical, you can say, analysis of an algorithm. The selected program is implemented using any programming languages and see it is actually running or not, and what time it will take to running this program. So this is the posterior analysis. So algorithm can be analysis, priori analysis before implementation and posterior analysis after implementation. These are the two analysis of the algorithm. Now algorithm complexity. Every algorithm complexity that depend on two factors. Time factor. What is the time factor? Time is measured counting number of key operations such as the comparison in the sorting algorithm. Time factor क्या है? Time factor का मतलब ये है कि suppose कीजिए you have the algorithm. In this algorithm, how many comparisons you are performing? अगर मेरे पास 10 comparisons ले रहा हूँ तो उसका time factor 10 हो गया. अगर if your algorithm having 20 comparisons, so its time factor is 20. So 20 का means time factor means how many comparisons you are performing in your algorithm. This is the time factor. ज्यादा comparisons हैं तो ज्यादा comparisons हैं, ज्यादा comparison करने पड़ेंगे, ज्यादा comparisons करेंगे तो your algorithm will take more time. And second way is your complexity space factor. Space is measured by counting the maximum memory space required by the algorithm. Okay, when you write the algorithm, how much space your algorithm take, this is the space factor. So your algorithm complexity is depend on two factors, time factor and space factor. So students, I think these two factors, these two criteria is clear. टाइम फैक्टर टाइम के ऊपर डिपेंड है, स्पेस फैक्टर के ऊपर डिपेंड है. सो यूजिंग दीज टू यू कैन इजीली फाइंड द एल्गोरिथम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज एसिम्प्टोटिक एनालिसिस. सो व्हाट इज द एसिम्प्टोटिक एनालिसिस? एसिम्प्टोटिक एनालिसिस जनरली फाइंडिंग योर बाउंडेशंस. बाउंडेशन मींस फाइंडिंग योर अपर बाउंड एंड लोअर बाउंड परफॉर्मेंस. So asymptotic analysis of an algorithm refers to defining the mathematical foundations framing of its runtime performance. Using asymptotic analysis, we can very well conclude the best case, average case, worst case scenario of the algorithm. Okay, तो asymptotic एक mathematical way है जिससे हम you can find the cases like best case, average case and worst case. और एक ये मेजरमेंट है जिससे हम लोअर बाउंड बता सकते हैं कि यस इस पॉइंट पर you are always in the upper of your required functions. And asymptotic notations. Asymptotic analysis refer to computing the running time of any operations in mathematical unit of the computations. Let you have asymptotic notations of a algorithm is f of n and another is g of n square. So which one is faster? तो f of n and operation is computed is g of n. So first operation will be less to another operations. Usually the time required executions measurement of an algorithm. So we have three cases. Best cases means minimum time required. कि हमें एक एल्गोरिथम है उसका बेस्ट केस निकालना. बेस्ट केस का मतलब क्या है, मिनिमम कितना टाइम इसमें रिक्वायरमेंट होगा. तो सेकंड इज एवरेज केस, एवरेज टाइम रिक्वायर्ड, एंड लास्ट इज वर्स्ट केस, मैक्सिमम टाइम रिक्वायर्ड फॉर दिस प्रॉब्लम execution. So these are the three parameters for measuring of your algorithms. Now in asymptotic notations we can represent our algorithm by three asymptotic notations. First is O notations, ओमेगा नोटेशंस एंड थीटा नोटेशंस. तो हम कभी भी अपना एल्गोरिथम को थ्री नोटेशंस में रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. तो फर्स्ट इज ओ नोटेशंस एंड सेकंड इज ओमेगा एंड लास्ट इज थीटा नोटेशंस. सो दिस इज द बिगो नोटेशंस. इन बिगो नोटेशंस यू विल एक्सप्रेस द अपर बाउंड ऑफ एन एल्गोरिथम. देखिए ये आपके पास लेट यू हैव द एफ ऑफ एन. दिस इज द एक्चुअल polynomial execution time, and let this is your gn. So you are looking at that at this point, at k point, this g of n is always upper to this given f of n. देखो ये f of n से हमेशा ये ऊपर है कि नहीं. this g of n is always upper to f of n at किस point पर, not every point, at this point. okay, so this is the big O notations. कैसे कहेंगे, f of n should be less than equal to c g of n where n की वैल्यू क्या है, ग्रेटर देन. if you can represent of this, so you can represent your algorithm in O notations like this order of n. and big O notations क्या बताता है बेटा हमें, हमेशा it will tell you the upper bound of the algorithm, कि हमें अपर बाउंड हमें रिप्रेजेंट करेगा big O notations. next is omega notations. So omega notation always tell you the lower bound of the algorithm. So let this f of n is your actual, and if you represent this g of n at this point, your f of n is always upper and this g of n is always lower. तो किस पॉइंट पर लोअर है, वो आपकी वैल्यू जो g of n आप एक्सप्रेस कर रहे हैं एट द k पॉइंट. सो this how you will represent. So omega notations of f of n, this will be always greater than equal to g of n. okay, so this is the omega notation, and the last notations is the theta notations. in theta notation is the formal way to express both the lower bound and the upper bound of an algorithm running time. it is represented, it means like this. This is your formal f of n, and let this is your g1 n and this is your g2 n. So order theta of f1 of n, it is equal to g of n, and this will be lie in between the between the big O notations and बिगो नोटेशंस एंड ओमेगा नोटेशन. देखो आपके पास बिगो नोटेशंस में आपके पास लाई कर रही है जी ऑफ एन ऑर्डर ऑफ जी एन है, और जी ऑफ एन क्या आपके पास ओमेगा नोटेशंस है. तो ओमेगा नोटेशन एफ ऑफ एन है, और ये क्या होगा, ऑर्डर ऑफ एफ ऑफ एन है आपके पास. तो जी ऑफ एन, तो ये दिस इज द इन बिटवीन दिस बिगो नोटेशंस एंड ओमेगा नोटेशंस. तो इफ यू आर एक्सप्रेस ए कर्व, that curve is lie in between big O notations and omega notations, so it means you can represent this is a theta notation. So these are the asymptotic notations of your algorithms. So I think these concepts are clear. कि Horner rule क्या है, what is the Horner rule, purpose of the Horner rule, it is clear. Second thing, what are the characteristics to design a good algorithm, and second is asymptotic notation.
asymptotic notations. Okay, thank you very much.